What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. Welcome back to the show that's everything and anything Corvette. Of course, we are here again to talk about, you guessed it, Corvettes. So we have a lot to talk about today because a lot has happened in the last week, and there's a lot to discuss that you guys might have actually missed because I was talking to a subscriber, Ken, Squirrel Cage Garage. And he informed me of something, and I checked into it, and sure enough, it looks legit. Then somebody else just posted something again, confirming said legitness. So we're going to talk about it in a second. But for now, I want to start off with, of course, one of the sponsors of the night, which is, of course, NCM Insurance. And you guys should know them by now. You should have heard me talking about them more than once. And I'm going to talk about them again because anybody who is new to the channel, if you need insurance for your Corvettes or really any of your cars, you should absolutely check out NCM Insurance. This is a insurance provider that allows you to select your own value basically on your car. So if you have a car that has a ton of mods to it, but otherwise isn't really worth much, you can actually set the value of that car with this insurance company. So if something ever did happen with that car, and it was totaled or stolen and totaled or whatever the case may be, they're going to pay out that value versus what your car's actually worth. So just for that reason alone, a lot of people that insure with NCM Insurance are like collector cars and stuff like that. But I know a good majority of the people in the chat here, and even David, DBM Racing, use NCM Insurance for their cars. It ends up saving a ton of money, and yeah, I mean, what better place to insure a Corvette, especially than a place called NCM, National Corvette Museum Insurance?
Isn't it true that most insurance companies won't insure the mods? So, I mean, when you
it's not really the mods. It's just an agreed upon value basically,
Gotcha.
but it kind of, you can factor those in. Now, the big thing is when you're going here to the ncminsurance.com, go to get a quote, and then on step number 3 or 4, it asks you, where did you hear about us? In that spot, just put HPO 26. And that's going to make sure that they know exactly where you came from, why I keep talking about this, and all that stuff. So definitely check them out, guys. If you want to save some money, it's always a good idea to not throw all your money at an insurance company. So I wanted to start out with that. And so even C8 Nate is in the house today. He says that they set a value for him whenever he did a quote recently. So check it out. Worst case scenario, you do a quote and you don't like what you see, you don't have to do anything. But if you do the quote, put HPO 26 in there and they'll take care of you. V8 Behind asks, does NCM do Escalades too? Yes, they do. They will insure any car you have, as long as it's not your daily driver, basically. This insurance company is specifically for kind of your toys, we'll say. I mean, even if it is your daily driver and you're under like 5,000 miles a year, as long as you're not driving to the grocery store and stuff, they'll do it.
A grocery getter.
Yeah. And I mean, an Escalade kind of could be a grocery getter, I guess.
I guess mine falls into a grocery getter then too.
Definitely.
Maybe it's the Escalade V.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Squirrel Cage Garage is in the house. Like I said, him and I have been talking behind the scenes about some stuff, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But you guys know what we do before we start talking about the serious stuff. And that is, of course, we're going to bring in that guy, the guy that everybody knows and loves. And that's going to, of course, be Joe. What's going on, Joe? Talk to us a little bit about HPO Vet Exchange and tell us your story.
Sure. Well, hi, Amber. Hello, Justin, and hello, all. So tonight, I want to take you through a couple exciting opportunities for those that are looking for brand new Corvettes. So there's one 2025 Z06 left at the dealership, Griswell, our partner. It is a red mist with a sticker of 148,000. It has black interior. And right now, there is also no processing or dock fee included, and they have guaranteed us the best price on that vehicle, bar none, if you reach out to us through Corvette Exchange, and we will simply do the VIP introduction to them. And as a result of that, you're assured of getting the absolute best price. In terms of a broader brush, there are now 70 on the ground inventoried 2026s available at Griswell. 1LTs, 2LTs, 3LTs, brand new Z06 26s, and just a quick snapshot for you. So you can save up to $7,200 off MSRP on a 1LT. Yes, 1LT. You can save up to $8,400 on select 2LTs, brand new, and up to $9,600 on brand new 3LTs. And as I mentioned, they also have 22 Z06s ready to go on the ground. So the punchline is, if you're looking for anything in terms of a brand new Corvette, either the last 2025 3LZ Red Mist Z06 or a brand new 2026, odds are they're going to have a build in inventory for you as we speak. If for some reason you're interested in a custom type build, we can obviously accommodate that through our partnership with Griswell too. So that's really what I want to talk about on that side of it. Again, reminder, if any of you do have a Corvette that you're interested in parting with, we can certainly assist you directly with that as well. So just email us at HPO Vet Exchange. It's on Justin's site, and we'll be happy to assist you with that.
All right. So one other thing, Joe, I wanted to mention to you before we let you go is, if you guys haven't heard it yet, let me be the first one to tell you that the C8 Grand Sport has been officially revealed. I'm sure everybody's heard this. My dad actually called me earlier today and said that it was on the local news. They literally talked about the C8 Grand Sport on the local news. That's how big this thing seems to be. One interesting aspect to the C8 Grand Sport is, of course, the other sponsor of tonight's video is Solar Performance. As you guys know, we will be giving away those 92mm ported throttle bodies tonight. So make sure you're getting in on the giveaway tonight, guys. This is the last opportunity. Every $10 is an entry. $50 or more is double entries. And so far, there's a couple heavy hitters, but everybody's going to be getting in big tonight because, like I said, I'm giving something huge to the members for free tonight. So if you're not a member of the channel, you're definitely going to want to consider being one, because it's going to get you an entry that's pretty large for the $4.99 it costs you to become the very first stage of membership. Now, the reason I'm talking about the Grand Sport real quick is because I wanted to throw it over to Joe here, because if you guys didn't see it, yeah, we got the new 6.7 liter engine in this car, but they kind of breezed over a topic about a throttle body. Talk to us a little bit, Joe, about why that throttle body is important.
Yeah, well, it's exciting that we officially got the Grand Sport, and obviously your coverage was awesome on that. And yeah, so taking note in the sales brochure that you walked through, there is a section on engine and some of the details, and it is quite fascinating that, as far as I can remember, it's the first time in any launch where they literally identified the actual size of a throttle body that's going to be in a Corvette. They did talk about ram air, so that was not surprising to mention that. But then they went on to say that it's being powered with a 95mm throttle body. And what is interesting about that is, you've heard us talk on the channel for a couple of years now that, generally speaking, Corvettes can handle more air. And we've for a long amount of time had a 91mm throttle body that can take the base Stingray C7, C8 and turn it into more horsepower and more airflow than the stock 87. And that same 87, as we know, has also been carried over into the C8. But now they've decided to up the game, and they are going to be installing a 95mm throttle body, all of which has been around since the C7 ZR1, for those of you that may recall that. So we don't think it's necessarily a brand new throttle body that we will determine in time once the launch. But it is good to see them, more properly sizing, if you will. More than likely, it will not be ported. So having a ported throttle body is still going to pay dividends over a same size 95mm that isn't ported. But more importantly, we probably will be able to do with that engine what we've done with all the others, which is have a larger throttle body that will actually even produce more. You've heard me talk about them basically taking advantage of economies of scale, and using parts off the shelf that AC Delco actually manufactures already. And so it is not, I guess, stunning that the ZR1, the brand new ZR1, uses 65 millimeter throttle bodies in them. Of course, there's two of them. However, that's the same 65 size millimeter throttle body that's used in the Cadillac CTS V. So taking advantage of parts that they can get their hands on, right? We've talked about the 87, I think, ad nauseum already. And that 95 millimeter making its way into the all-new Grand Sport is more than likely the one used in the C7 ZR1. So just wanted to share that. We likely will be getting our hands on some early releases and just finding another way to add more horsepower and more low and mid-end torque to the vehicle. One thing I just wanted to talk about real quick with you, Justin, before I sign off, and Amber, is I don't know how everyone else is feeling, but I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, Mark, over the weekend and again earlier. And, for all the excitement around the new 6.7 liter, we were left feeling a little bit undaunted in terms of, you're going from a 6.2 to a 6.7, you're going to Ram Air, you're going from an 87 millimeter throttle body to 95 millimeter. And this vehicle's making basically 40 horsepower over the outgoing Stingray at 495 with the NPP. So that's certainly, for an engine that has had a lot of investment, that has a very high compression ratio, left us feeling a little bit, wanting more, if you will. And then we talked about the fact that could that base engine be the one that's going to find its way into the base C9 at some point? And is GM sort of holding back some of the capability and horsepower for the next vehicle? Because it's hard to believe that with all that innovation and things we mentioned in terms of hardware and Ram Air, that it only really is producing 40 more horsepower. Any thoughts on that, Justin?
Yeah. So we live in an interesting world right now where we're going to say things like only 535 horsepower and only 40 horsepower more. I like that we live in a world like that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously the channel name kind of indicates that I'm a little bit of a fan of horsepower, but at the same time, I don't necessarily disagree, but the 0.5 that we're going up in displacement, plus a good bit of forced internals, bigger throttle bodies, higher compression ratio, dual injection, tells me that this engine is absolutely capable of making more than 535 horsepower, and they may actually have it detuned on purpose because there is a good chance we see a form of this engine in the C9 starting at 600 horsepower. Now, think about where they would be if they started the Grand or this new engine, especially the Grand Sport, at 600, 620 horsepower. Then all of a sudden, the base Grand Sport becomes a real competitor for the Z06, which is really not what they wanted to do. Or look at it even from the flip side with the Grand Sport X. If it had a rear engine creating 600 to 620 horsepower, now all of a sudden you have kind of a competitor even for the ZR1. So GM has to kind of be, gentle with how they create these engines to not upset the hierarchy of the lineup of all of this stuff. It's like they have to kind of play ball as well to make sure that they don't really upset people. So, yeah. But we're going to talk a lot about this stuff, guys. Joe, unless you have anything else to add, I guess we'll let you go. As always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for bringing us all the updates, and we'll see you next time.
All right, everybody. Good luck to the winner tonight, and we'll be sure to get your 92 millimeter Z06s out pronto.
Thanks, Joe.
Happy Easter, Joe.
Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you.
All right, guys. So as you saw there, obviously, Joe brought us a really interesting Z06 that's for sale at Criswell. And again, this is a special one because we are actually going to be given the go-ahead, basically, to give you some free stuff. So the first one, of course, you're not going to have that processing fee that is literally plastered on the page as it being included. VIP clients from over at the HPO Vet Exchange. If you're interested in that particular car, that will be waived. So these are the kind of benefits you get by going through us instead of going directly to Criswell. You're going to be treated like a VIP client. You're going to be given a little bit more of a, we'll say, a buffer. So definitely come through us first. We'll make sure everything is taken care of for you guys. So again, a lot to talk about tonight. If you guys, again, haven't heard, the Grand Sport and the Grand Sport X have been officially revealed side by side, both going to be available this summer. Only thing not revealed yet is pricing. Everything else has been pretty much discussed. Yeah, Scarlet Future, I like that. He says he knows the GSX community is going to add all the aftermarket Aero RSC for their carbon fiber needs. Because, again, a lot of people miss this fine print on the website. The Z52 track package, which gives you, the Sport Cup 2Rs and all of the Z07 Aero, is not available for the GSX. So unless that changes, because the way that they worded it on one of the videos, they said something about stay tuned whenever someone asked that question. We'll see. But for right now, it's not available. And we're going to talk a lot about some other things that aren't going to be available. But before we do...
Somebody notices you don't have a Mountain Dew here, Squirrel Cage Garage.
Yeah.
Drinking, what, grape water?
Yeah, it's water. It's basically Kool-Aid. Don't hate me.
Hey, Jamie. Jamie just said hi to us. Glass City Corner.
What's up, Jamie?
Thanks for joining.
Yep. So, guys, again, tonight is the last night for the 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you, if you don't have a Z06 and you still want to get in on a free ported throttle body, do it. Because the 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies right now are the most expensive set that Solar sells. So if they make a set for your car and you don't have a Z06, you can still enter, you can still win, and you can choose whichever throttle body you want underneath the 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies for the Z06. So if you have a Stingray or an E-Ray or, something, even that's not a Corvette, as long as they make your ported throttle body, you can enter to win, and you can win that.
V8 behind, Justin drinking some iron.
Yeah, so Tyrone says Grand Sport C8 price $85,000. I have it on pretty good authority at this point, guys, that my inside sources told me they're going to start at 90. Now, that is, as far as I can tell, that is prior to destination fee, so it could be up to $2,000 more than that. I'm thinking it's going to be between 90 and 92.5 is where it's going to sit, because I'm not sure if that price included destination fee. Now, I will tell you, this is the second time I've heard a different price from my internal sources, which tells me they're toying with the prices. They have not landed on a number yet, or else we would know it officially. So this could change, but as of right now, it's looking like 90,000 plus or minus destination fee charge. I'm not sure. So again, guys, 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies are the giveaway for tonight. And it will be given away tonight. Tonight is the winner. And if you are a member of the channel, I've already got your name in there. If you become a member now, I will add your name. But you are going to get, are you ready for this? The members are going to get 25 free entries. 25 free entries.
That member list is really growing. Wait till they see the wheel.
Yeah, we got a lot of names on this wheel so far. You're going to get 25 free entries. You don't have to type anything in the chat. I already got you on there, unless you become a new member, which if you're going to do it, if you're ever going to do it, right now is the time, because you're going to get 25 free entries into winning a free ported throttle body or the 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies for a Z06, depending on what you have when you win.
And you should probably address Charles. He is entered for the additional entries. For his donation.
Yes, yeah, Charles, I did get you. I saw the 200 you are in. That gives you an extra 40 entries. And so far, Charles, you are leading the pack. So we have Charles at 255 entries.
Jay Brazelton's going to let this happen.
Yeah, Brazelton.
Brazelton,
yeah.
Sorry for that.
He's up there too with, I think, 102.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
No, that's the other thing, guys. So if you're a member of the channel, not only do you get 25 free entries, but your 25 are actually going to count separately from your main entry. So you're technically going to have 2 different spots on the wheel if you're a member of the channel and you also donate. So you can potentially have 2 chunks of the pie, so to speak. Again, if you want to win these, this is your chance to really do it up.
Hey KP, I'll get you Justin's cell phone number after the live. You can convince them if you want. I'll take just a Z06. I don't need the ZR1X.
Right, yeah.
Just Z06 is okay.
Omid says, honestly, what I really want to see is if the Grand Sport will actually be faster around the track than the Stingray. Honestly, I doubt it will. In base form. So Z52 track package on the Grand Sport will definitely be faster around the track than the Stingray. But base form, I bet it's not. I bet it's actually just a hair slower because it's going to be a little bit heavier. And the Stingray, as you guys know, the 27 Stingray is going to get the same 6.7 liter engine. So it's not really a horsepower thing so much as a weight thing.
Hey, Willard. Willard's on. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining.
What's up?
Professor, no drive-by tonight. I'm actually on for the real deal. So
Yeah.
Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, you know what's funny though, Professor, is this is the first giveaway I can recall at least that you're getting entered on. You got 25 entries because you're a member of the channel. So you could potentially win yourself a set of 92 millimeter port throttle bodies.
Woohoo!
Tyrone says, where the Stingray price is going to go up with the new engine as well, all the prices are going to go up across the board for 2027s. Unfortunately, nothing new there. Odds are good they would have gone up even if it wasn't a new year just because of the new engine and everything. Yeah, NBA Live, it will be faster because of the Z07 Aero, but you can get the car without that. And without it, it's more likely it will be a hair slower. All right, guys, so we got 180 people in here watching. Let's smash the thumbs up button because we only got 58. Let's get that number up. Let's get to 100. I'd really like to get there ASAP so we can talk all about the Grand Sport, what's coming, what's not coming, and give away these ported throttle bodies. So it looks like Jay Brazelton is in for another 20 entries. All right, Jay, I'm going to get
Is that a Venmo?
It's Zelle. I'm going to
Okay.
get you updated here, Jay. And again, Jay, you have 25 entries for being a member. And on top of that, where else are you at? You are at 123 entries currently. What is that? I can't see it. All right, I'll make sure that gets entered. But yeah, you're at 123 entries currently, plus 25 free for being a member. So you're going to have 2 chunks of that pie. All right, so let me see here. I'm going to go to... I got to get this updated here real quick for Jay. Okay, so 123 for Jay. And then Charles is 255. All right. We are rocking and rolling here, guys.
Oh, that wheel was packed. I don't think I've ever seen
It is
like
pretty. The wheel is definitely packed. All right, so yeah. Well, not just on paper, on the actual track, it could be faster as well, as long as it's stock for stock, or I should say base for base, because it's going to be heavier just because of that wide body.
Riptide has a question. How many am I at? Wait, no, you just passed it up.
All right, J.W. Lucas, I got you in for 20 entries. I believe we had you in the wheel already. Let's see.
Guys, just bear with us. We're just updating the wheel on a couple of...
J.W. Lucas, are you... No, I don't have you on here yet.
There he is right there. Isn't that him, Jeff Lucas?
I don't
No,
think so.
That's somebody different.
Maybe it is.
That's
Oh yeah, that is this. I think that is the same. So he is in for another 20, so he's going to be at 35. All right, what was the question here?
Riptide had a question. It was down a little bit further.
13-to-1 compression ratio is way too much for a blower turbo. Yeah, they're not. You're not going to see much aftermarket working with that unless they're rebuilding stuff and turning down the compression would be the only way.
He just clarified it. That is him. JW Lucas is Jeff Lucas.
Okay.
There was a question above that. Riptide had a question. He wanted to know.
Okay.
Riptide, if you want to ask a question again, there's a lot that came in.
Anthony George says, so the engine in the Stingray is exactly the same as the Grand Sport, same compression. It's 100% the same exact engine. 6.7 liter, 13-to-1, same new throttle body. Man, I almost forgot the word. Again, guys, smash that thumbs up button for me.
Cameron Thompson.
We're at 81. Let's keep going with the thumbs ups.
We have a new member also.
Cameron Thompson, you are now going to get 25 free entries for this giveaway. So I will get you added in here.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for the support. Cameron Thompson.
25.
I'm trying to do this as they come in this time. That way there's no weird pausing at the end. Let's see. C9 will be in what year, Justin? Rumor is currently probably 2029, possibly 2030. With that said, we might as well dive into the first and main topic for the night, which, of course, like I said, came from Ken, Squirrel Cage Garage. Is that another entry for Jay? Or is that the same one? I think that's the same one. All right. So, yeah. C9 is going to be either 29 or 2030. And what that's going to probably look like, if I had to guess, based on what I'm seeing with this LS6 engine, is a very, very, very similar base LS6 engine. Odds are very good. It's going to be a 6.7 and with very little things tweaked here and there. And I bet you that engine starts at really close, if not exactly 600 horsepower. I have a feeling that this engine is capable, I mean, just based on the size and all of the things they've done with it, it's capable of more than 535. And I bet they purposely detuned it to keep, the lineup current.
Farmer said he sent you a Venmo.
I did see a Venmo come in. Yep, Steve Robertson, I got you in for 10 entries. I don't think you've donated before tonight. Let me see. Robertson. Nope. So, Steve, I got you in for 10 entries. And actually, no, you'll get 35 entries altogether. So, Steve, in for 10 entries plus a separate 25 because you are also a member of the channel. I think, right? Yep, you are. All right, so everybody is pretty much added in at this point. So if there's any additional entries for tonight, I will see them as they come in on my phone here. And
Is Steve Robertson Farmer?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
All right, so we are all caught up here, but let's talk a little bit about this, guys. Again, thumbs up if you're liking the content. Let's get to 100 here ASAP so we can then move on to the next target. What's this say? Vlad says 29 official reveal for a 2030. That's what I'm thinking. Inaugural year for the C9 is my guess as well. Sounds very plausible. And if you guys remember, whenever the C8 was first introduced, GM spent a lot of money on producing the framework basically for the C8. So they're going to want to kind of milk it for as much as possible. And why not 10 years? It started in 2020. Let's take it to 2030. And then that's when the C9 comes out. Because honestly, if you guys have a Stingray, or if you guys have a Z06 or an E-Ray, or if you're lucky enough to have a ZR1, you already kind of know this car's already really good. So where do we really go from here? Horsepower is not really going to be it. I think from here, I've said it before, I think they really need to start focusing on weight. And I think I hope that that's what they're going to do with the C9, is literally try to get the weight down. They're probably going to have a base engine that's very similar to the 6.7 that we're seeing now in the Grand Sport and the Stingray coming soon. Tuned a little bit differently, probably around 600 horsepower to start with, which is insane for an entry-level car. Anthony George says, do we see another flat plane crank, or does that go away? If I had to guess, that goes away. I bet you we don't get another flat plane crank. The only reason I say that is because it's probably not as easy to do that for GM. I mean, GM's bread and butter has always been pushrod V8s. So the flat plane is definitely something completely different for them. Not saying that, I mean, I've had no problems with mine, and almost everybody that I know personally has had no problems with theirs. So I feel like it's a pretty reliable platform, but at the same time, it takes a lot more time to produce, test, all that stuff than their tried and true pushrod. So we'll see. Yeah, guys, if you're liking it, please hit the thumbs up. We're about to talk about why the Grand Sport and the Grand Sport X are very likely the end of the C8 run. And not that it's going to end with 2027s, but there's not going to be any more future variants of the C8 Corvette. And why do I say that? Believe it or not, it's not an insider tip. It's actually something GM has said. GM flat out said, this is it. This is the last this is the last variant for the C8 lineup. So those of you out there that were expecting a Zora, probably not coming. The Z06X, probably not coming. That's it. Grand Sport X is going to be the last of the variants for the C8. Now, I'm going to show you proof of why this is in 1 second. But guys, let's hit those thumbs ups. We got 93. We got 180 people in here watching. We got 93 thumbs ups. Keep rocking with those thumbs ups. That's what Amber's doing right now. She's hitting thumbs up. So do the same thing. We will likely see some sticker package variants. Absolutely. That's basically what I mean is no new variants. Now, new could mean new names. So Z06X could be a possibility. But I'm at this point, I'm leaning really hard towards we're done, because I don't see a reason for the Z06X. And I recently have heard from my inside source that it is possible we would get a Z06X. That's basically exactly what I was told. And usually they won't entertain that idea unless it is something that has been discussed. It's possible. But with this latest thing that I'm about to show you, you're gonna wonder the same thing I am, which is, do we need it? Is it coming? Probably not. Because GM themselves, two people inside of GM, two very largely involved with Corvette people, have said, we're done. No more variants. So let's talk a little bit about that after this question. Vlad says, don't think they have invested so much money in the LT6 research, development, testing, only to be one build and done. I'd say they build on it and keep it around. We'll see an evolution of it on the C9. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. But I know as far as it just being an LT6, we're not going to see that in anything but a Z06. They were very specific about that being a bespoke engine. Now, could they build off of that and call it a LT8? Sure. But it wouldn't surprise me if they don't, because it really does, again, keep the Z06 special. But we'll see. And yeah, NBA Live says really sucks that the Zora's not coming. I had my reservations about the Zora model coming since the very beginning, because the internal code for the C8 Stingray internally, when they were talking about it, discussing it, putting it in the computers and everything, it was called a Zora. That was the internal code for the C8 Corvette Stingray. Before they ever announced it, it was called a Zora internally, so no one could really decipher what it was they were talking about. So with that being said, odds are good any of the leaks we've ever seen saying, oh, Zora's this, Zora's that, they were just referencing the fact that the Zora model was showing up in GM's internal documentation. And that was always just referencing a C8 Stingray. So no more entries, guys. Again, these throttle bodies are getting given away tonight. So if you're not a member of the channel and you want to get some free entries, you can get 25 for free just by becoming a member. Tonight is also the last night for the t-shirts on the website. This is another thing I wanted to mention really quick. If you go to the horsepowerobsessed.com website, the HPO takeover for the Bash, HPO Bash takeover. You're going to want to grab one of these shirts tonight, guys, because this is going to be one of the last nights. And on top of that, we possibly have something else really interesting for you guys. Grab a t-shirt, but also Corvette or Professor Corvette had a good idea that I may or may not have acted on. And it's going to be two different things. Let me pull this up here.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Because it always rains at the Bash, Professor Corvette says we should have a
Poncho. He said a poncho.
no, an umbrella.
I'm just kidding.
And we're going to do an umbrella. And it's going to be $19.99. So if you guys want it, check that out. You could potentially have an HPO branded umbrella. If you guys are interested in this kind of thing, let me know. I'm going to put it up on the website, but I kind of want to know in the chat right here. I'm going to create
Kind of funny.
I'm going to create a poll. I want to know if you guys are interested in this umbrella, cuz I think it's kind of cool, but let me know. Would you like an HPO umbrella for the Bash? It's going to be $19.99, of course.
They could sport that wherever they want to.
You could take it,
doesn't-
yeah, you could take it wherever you
doesn't
want,
necessarily
right?
need to be the Bash. I mean, you want to take that to your Sunday church mass, yeah. Just
Yeah.
take it. Might get some questions, but hey, it's for another day.
All right, so there's the poll. Let me know what you guys think, because if we vote yes, I'm going to make them. I'm going to put them on the website, and they'll be ready for the Bash. But ideally, I'm sorry. Yeah. Keith Cornett, you're right. The C8 Stingray was called Zerf. That I totally butchered that. It was not the Stingray. It was the ZR1X. I think it was. I think it was a ZR1X. One of the models for the C8 was called a Zora internally, and that's what was being mistaken for what the ZR1X ended up being. I can't remember now if it was a ZR1X. I'm gonna have to text somebody here
I kind
because
of like the HPO poncho IDKP.
I just texted this person because I need to verify, because it was not the C8 Stingray. It may have been the ZR1X. I can't remember now. Ask Adam if he'll provide umbrella coverage through NCM insurance. Yeah, I'll actually give one to. I'll give one to Adam. All right, guys, we're at exactly 100 thumbs ups. We got 200 people watching. Keep smashing those thumbs up for me. We could have used them in the last 2 years, so yeah, yep. And Aaron, I'm pretty sure you got a shirt already, but anybody who hasn't gotten a shirt yet, head over to the horsepowerobsessed.com, grab a t-shirt. And that was another thing I wanted to tell you guys about. If you bought a t-shirt, they're not going to ship. I'm going to be bringing them to the actual show. So you'll be basically giving them on day one of the Bash. Day two being Friday is when you want to wear them for the takeover. But because they're not shipping, I'm giving anybody who has bought a t-shirt, you're getting 5 free entries into the giveaway as well. Those have already been added in as well. So if you already had entries, you got 5 more added to that. If you didn't have any entries, you got 5 free right there just for buying a shirt, since you paid for shipping, but they're not going to ship. You will get them day one at the Bash straight from Joe.
So straight from Joe, is he going to be at the booth doing this? Your booth
Yeah.
that you have?
Yeah, he'll be around.
Okay.
I'll have a giant box with a bunch of shirts in it. Mark Malloy says he needs a shirt. Mark, all you got to do is go to horsepowerobsessed.com, click on HPO merchandise, and it's the very first item there.
Professor, you would ask. You know where that's at? That's in the NCM
That's funny.
bathroom. You can use that. Changing booth.
Shipping's only charged once, Jay, so even if you bought a bunch like you did, you still get the 5 free since it won't ship.
What day are you leaving for the Bash?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So a day prior to. All right, so hey blogger Stever. Zerv was C8 program name. Yep, Zora was a ZR1X. Okay. All right. Thanks for clearing that up. But either way, guys, internally, that's where the confusion came from. So Zora was the ZR1X internally. That was the code name for it. So anybody who saw that, any way that that got leaked, everybody assumed the ZR1X was going to be called Zora. And everybody ran with that because that was what was leaked from the internal documents. But it really just meant the ZR1X. So ZR1 is not going to... the Zora is most likely not going to exist. We need to get to why I think, or why I knew that. So let me pull that up here. There's literally evidence of this straight from GM. So this is the announcement video for the Grand Sport. And I fast forwarded to 2 minutes and 41 seconds in, where you're going to hear the marketing manager actually say the C8 Grand Sport is basically the last iteration for the C8 Corvette in general. So here we go. Check this out.
Quite simple and, even elegant, if you will, but very, very purposeful. Badging on Grand Sport is as bold as the car itself and kind of creates a horizontal hash.
This isn't just the return of the Grand Sport model, it's the final piece for the 8th generation of Corvette. It's the final piece for the 8th generation of Corvette. It's the final piece for the 8th generation of Corvette. It's the final piece for the 8th generation of Corvette.
All right.
That was all on purpose.
Did you hear that? It's the final piece for the 8th generation Corvette, which means it's probably the final Corvette. Now, if that's not good enough for you, if you see that and you think, I don't believe it, Justin. Okay, well, there's one other thing you might believe, and that would be coming straight from Josh Holder saying the same thing. So over on Instagram, Motor One posted saying the Corvette Grand Sport will be the last new variant for the 8th generation or C8 Corvette, according to Chief Corvette Engineer Josh Holder. It's right there in writing. Josh Holder himself has said, this is it. This is the last variant for the C8 Corvette. So, those of you hoping for a Z06X, probably not happening. Zora, most definitely not happening, because that's already basically happened. So, that's the big thing here.
I wonder if something fell through and that's just why they didn't do the Zora, because everybody's really surprised about that. You remember at one point you mentioned that it possibly might be like a Zora package?
Yeah. That's what I initially thought.
Yeah.
It was going to be a Zora package that you could check mark with a ZR1. That made the most sense to me, but
there's already too many.
She could mean peace, as in they're trying to make everyone happy. That's the thing is, like, as I was talking with Ken, Squirrel Cage Garage, about this, I said there's so many technicalities to this stuff. You know, they could absolutely be saying one thing and meaning another. I don't want to say that they're lying necessarily, because I don't think that's the right word. I don't know. This just feels like a swan song to me. It really does. To have two different people very involved with Corvette say the same thing ultimately, I feel like this is probably it. And if it is, there is no Z06X, there's no Zora, there's no more variants at all. This is it. And I could see this being it, because we really don't need any more variants. We got a 1,250 horsepower monster all the way down to a 535 horsepower entry level car. I mean, what else is there? So, what did I say? Oh yeah. New member here, Jason Forbes.
Congratulations.
Thank you for entering. Jason, I'll get you entered in. You're going to get 25 free entries for being a member. And you're in. Just like that. I think it is the last variant. I really do. I think the Grand Sport X is the last variant we're going to see.
Squirrel Cage is right. It's crowded enough.
The lineup is crowded enough. I totally agree. And that's why initially I thought we didn't need a Grand Sport. We didn't need a Grand Sport X. We could have just kept it Stingray, E-Ray, Z06, ZR1, ZR1X. Done. And even that's still a little bit more crowded than it should be. There probably shouldn't have been a ZR1X. I mean, I'm just saying as far as the lineup's concerned, not that the ZR1X isn't a freaking amazing car. I'm just saying if you want to keep it clean, and streamlined, 4 variants are pretty much all you need. Now, I do like options, so I do like that they're doing this, but to some degree, you got to be careful with the options. So, yeah. Yeah, more. Wheeler says, I honestly think the gap on torque on 6.2 to 6.7 is a real win for the 27 would-be Stingray owners. Great value if GS is too much coin. Yeah, and what's going to be even better value is the 2020 to 2026 Stingrays. As soon as the 27s come out, those older Stingrays are going to go way down. So the guys looking to get into a used car for cheap, that's your car. Anthony George says, I hate that so much of the Z06 is on the Grand Sport. Anthony, while I'm with you, keep in mind that the other thing we're going to talk about today is going to be everybody's favorite topic when it comes to Corvettes, and that is constraints. So right off the bat, don't get it confused. There is no chance that we're going to see Grand Sports getting pumped out with the Z07 package. And, well, I'm sorry, the Z52 track package. Because we're looking at these constraints already for the end of March. And guess what? They're still not able to get you a Z07 package on a Z06. It still can't happen. There's 0% available. 0. So if you think for a second Grand Sports are going to be churning out with the 07 Aero, not going to happen.
But what they can do is get the aftermarket stuff from Bill.
Absolutely.
Right.
Aftermarket from RSC will get you into that same kind of situation, but you're not getting it from factory. Look at the constraints here. USA Stars and Steel, I understand. The engine build, I understand. But how are we still not getting the Z07 spoilers? I don't get it.
That's been going on since they come out.
Since the day it was launched in 23. Yeah, we're coming up on 4 years. And then of course it's the same story with the ZR1. Can't get the 10 piston rotors, calipers, which means no ZTK package.
Yeah, but hasn't this been said before? And some of these cars are showing up with the actual package on.
Yeah. Some will sneak through,
talked
but
to somebody that said it was on constraint and they passed on their order, but I don't remember what the whole situation was. Darth Vader has a.
Darth Vader's in for 2 entries.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, I think he's in here already, if I remember right. What did I have him in? Darth, maybe. Yep. So he's in for 2 more. So actually, is Darth channel? I think he'd be separate anyway. All right. Did I do that here? Yep. So Darth, you got 2 extra ones. Yeah, this wheel is absolutely nuts. All right, so it'll be 28. Yep. Yeah, that was another thing, Anthony George. The Carbon Revolution company that actually makes the carbon fiber wheels for the C8 Z06, C8 E-Ray, and now C8 Grand Sport, and C8 ZR1 and ZR1X, they filed bankruptcy. Now, I hate that anybody would ever have to do that, but this is GM kind of does this stuff. They squeeze their suppliers to the point where they give them these products for pennies on the dollar, and they're making these wheels, making as many as they can, and they're barely getting paid for it. That's probably why. It's unfortunate, but it is. Let's see here. Okay, we got 200 people watching, 114 thumbs ups. Guys, smash the thumbs up for me. Let me know you're liking the content.
How's that umbrella pull coming? I'm curious.
Oh, yeah.
What it looks like.
All right, so we got 56 votes.
No kidding.
61 say yes. Well, that's about 20 people that want these things.
An umbrella or a poncho, though? Poncho is kind of cool.
I'm going to throw the umbrellas up on the website tonight, guys. So if you want to grab those and a t-shirt, they'll come to the bash. And tonight's the last night for the shirts. I'm going to have to take them down after tonight because Joe's getting overloaded, and I don't want him to be upset about that. So tonight will be the last night for the shirts. However, the umbrellas I'll put them up tonight, and I'll run those as long as I can. And Joe will let me know when the cutoff is for those as well. Yeah, so Jay Brazelton, that's a great topic. I do. I actually have some pictures of the pitch gray metallic, which again, if you guys remember, you heard it here first that this was going to be a dark gray. We discussed this before anybody else had any idea what that color was going to be, because initially when it leaked in the order system, it was just called pitch metallic. Nobody even knew it was going to be gray. But we put it all together, realized it was going to be a dark gray, and we actually have some pictures of it. So if you want the pitch gray or pitch metallic, it's really nice. To be honest with you, I think this is going to be my color. This is what it will look like. This is actually a body panel from a Z06 painted. So if you like the way that looks, you're going to like it on the new car.
And it's a gray with no blue, green, or...
This is the first time I've seen GM make a real gray. Something that has no other colors to it. It is just gray with a metallic flake.
Yeah, looks good.
So I think that looks great. I really do.
That display will be on
Yeah,
at the bash somewhere?
that'll be at the bash. And odds are good we'll have a car at the bash that is that color.
I'm not even
entire
sure if
car.
I'm going to the bash yet. That's still undecided. Maybe we should make a poll here. Should Amber go to the bash?
Okay.
Maybe that's the next poll. I don't know.
Why can't I get that to... All right.
You have to end it.
So we're going to create a poll here. Should Amber go to the bash? I can't wait to see how many people say no. I think that'll be kind of funny.
Hey, I'm not offended. Just take a week off to myself.
All right. Should Amber go to the bash? Vote on that stuff, guys. Let me know.
Well, next question.
It's like Carbon Flash, but on dark gray instead of black. That's exactly it. And that is not a bad thing.
Professor Corvette, is Christina going
I think
to
she
the
is.
bash?
I think she is. Please zoom in. Okay, let me get back in here and see if I can. I think this will zoom in for you guys as well.
So nice. That's nice.
Yep, that's it right there. I'll let you guys soak that in for a second. We got 200 people watching, 122 thumbs ups. Keep smashing the thumbs up. We got 2 new members coming in. I'm going to get you guys your 25 free entries. Nothing in Venmo yet, so if you guys want to keep...
Let's just scroll through the chat here and make sure that we got everybody in and all the
We did.
members. Did we?
Yep,
Okay.
there's 2 more to put in, but
Okay.
ultimately, guys, again, if you want to get in on this giveaway, tonight's the night. We're giving them away tonight. So William, or I guess Bill, I'm going to get you entered in here now with your 25 free. Actually, yeah. And then there was one other one that came before you, which was Scarlet Future. Is going to get 25 free entries as well.
So crazy.
This wheel is nuts.
But you know what's funny? There is, as of right now, 5 names actually standing out that have donated.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the big
Yeah.
ones.
No, 5.
Yeah, 5.
5.
Yep. But even the big ones aren't that big this time, guys.
According to
so,
the wheel, because there's no
yeah,
room on
the
it.
wheel is it's
Yeah. A lot of flake in that
pitch
back
metallic
red.
does. It
Looks
looks great.
It looks
Yep.
great.
Vader, did I get my entries? Yes, you did, Vader. Everybody who is a member, I already copy and pasted all of the members into the list. So you should 100% be in there. Let me see where, just make sure I got, where did that wheel go?
We should give them one last look at this HPO takeover shirt for 26 because they got to get their orders in tonight.
Yeah, guys.
It has to be in by midnight tonight.
Yep. So if you want to get that ordered so you can be wearing that shirt on Friday at the bash, just go to horsepowerobsessed.com and under HPO merchandise, you'll find that shirt.
And it will not be shipped to you. It will be, you'll bring it to the bash, or Joe will bring it to the bash.
Joe will
right?
have it at the bash. Yep. Where is the wheel at here?
We have way too many tabs open here.
Yeah, I must have closed
Too
it. all.
busy.
Oh, I'm using this one. That's why. All right. So what were you asking me about the wheel?
I don't remember. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was on there.
Yeah, we got all the latest members on there. Up.
We got a new one.
Snow cone.
Snow Cone 1.
Snow cone gets 25 free.
Thank you for being a member.
Yeah, guys, thanks as
A new
always
member.
for all of the support. Smash the thumbs up for me as well. So,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I wanted to look for. Was Vader on there?
Snow Cone is a new name. I wonder, is this your first time in the chat,
Yeah, Vader, you're on there.
or are you a?
It's a good question. Snowcone, is this your first time here, or
I've never seen that name before.
now we're going to see a lot more of you being a member, I'm sure. But yeah, Hot Rod Todd, I do believe we'll see that color at the bash. I think the Grand Sport will be there in Admiral Blue and Pitch Gray Metallic, if I had to guess. Mark Cutsey says, "Hey HBO fam, anti-gravity spring sale ends today with up to 50% off." Wow, I bought 2 more lithium ion. Holy cow! Okay, I didn't even know that. 50%, up to 50% off.
But wait, it's better. He saved $650. Sorry, I wrecked.
Do a behind-the-scenes test spin to make sure it doesn't overload the server. Yeah, I'm sure you guys would love that, because then whoever wins that test spin is going to be really mad if they don't win.
No,
I got you in there, Nate, for 25, buddy. You're doing way more than one this time. HP Habanero 06. I believe you are in there. HP. Oh, maybe not. Did you just do that now? If you just renewed it now, why did I not see that? See his name. Because I copy and pasted all of the names out of the actual member. Yeah, it's not in there. So you must have just done that. I'll get you in there, though.
This list is so crazy.
25. All right. John Perkins was in here a second ago, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see him.
Professor Corvette says, careful when you have 2 anti-gravity batteries near one another. They cancel each other out and get really heavy. Snowcone says, thank you, longtime watcher, but that randomly contributes, but now joining.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you. How many times has Madam Amber horsepower been in the NCM itself? I think just one batch, right?
Just one.
Yeah.
I think it was, what, 2024? Because last
Yeah.
year I didn't go.
Yeah. When is the bash? It's April 23rd through the 25th, I believe. Yes, JW Lucas, Super Chat donations do count towards entries. So you can do it on Super Chat or through Venmo. Either way will count.
Also Zelle. You can use Zelle,
yeah.
Jay Brazelton.
Or Zelle is just my email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com. Zelle and Venmo are the preferred methods because Super Chat takes a lot of the percentage of whatever you send. But I will count any one of them. So
Hey, Joey Cuts.
Joey Cuts is in for 10 more entries. Cuts. Oh, come on. I know he's in here under that name. There he is.
Yep.
So 35 altogether. Wait, was that 10, right?
Yeah, he had 10 before this.
All right, so he's in for 20. What date? Let me see. I believe it's the 23rd to 25th. Yep, 23rd to 25th.
But you're going, what are your dates that you're actually going?
I'll just be there a day early.
Oh,
They combine to become a black hole battery. Yep, we got your entry earlier as well. It's a great question. Anthony George says he just swapped to anti-gravity. What do I do with the original battery? I think you can donate them to most local battery places like Walmart or Advance Auto. I think they'll take them and they'll give you a couple bucks for it. Yeah, don't do what Wheeler O'Hara suggested, but you could definitely take it to somebody and they'll give you a couple bucks to recycle it or whatever. Yeah, it is April 23rd to the 25th. So be sure to come say hi, grab an umbrella once I put it on the website, get a t-shirt.
Don't encourage the rain.
Well, I don't encourage the rain. I just, however, sad enough, I expect it. So
Did it rain last year too?
Yeah.
It rained the year that I went also.
it seems like it rains every
it
year,
was
at
a
least one day.
downpour the year
Yeah.
I went. I remember I
Same.
was even getting wet under the tent.
Same in 25. There was one day where it just poured.
Mm. What do you do on those days? You just still hang out under the
Yeah,
tent?
I mean, a lot of people leave, but
Yeah.
we hung out under the tent because it did clear up later in the day. But again, guys, go to horsepowerobsessed.com, grab a t-shirt, HPO Bash takeover.
Professor, you interested in them dinner venues, huh?
Yep. We'll have all that planned by the start of the Bash.
Is
Professor Corvette.
Professor, are you driving your Corvette to the Bash?
April showers. That's exactly it.
Yep, brings me flowers.
Yeah, that's a good question, Professor. I don't know if you brought your car last year. I know you did to Carlisle, but I don't know if you brought it to the Bash. That's a great point. The more people that buy the umbrella, the less likely it is to rain there. It's a great point, Brad. So buy the umbrella. That almost guarantees no rain, and you'll be set for later in life whenever it is raining.
Hot dog cart.
I love the just like random
Hot dog cart.
random words that are being.
What about a hamburger cart?
We were going to say on Friday for the HPO Bash takeover, we were going to eat at the Stingray Grill, which is obviously right there at the museum. So anybody who has this shirt on can come join. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. You're all welcome, but it would be cooler if we all had the shirts on in there.
There is an umbrella policy. Hot Rod Todd, what is the umbrella policy?
Joey Cut says, Justin, are you driving to the Bash? Just curious. It's quite a ride, but was considering. Yes, I am driving. I've driven the last 2 years.
Are you still doing that meetup at that place we did in Washington?
Yeah. So we're going to actually meet up with a couple different people and drive down together. We'll have probably 4 or 5 different people driving down. So it'll be a nice little convoy of C8s and C7s. One of them's going to be an E-Ray, guys.
Who's got an E-Ray that's going?
Ricky.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's it. We bring the umbrella to mock Mother Nature so it won't rain. She'll be like, I'll show these guys. Nice weather, nice weather. And then somehow we lose, you know? Yeah, good food at the Stingray, absolutely. Plus, there'll be a bunch of people in there wearing HPO Bash Takeover shirts. It'll be 100% worth it. Seaworth06 says, how do I get in the drawing? $10 is one entry. $50 or more is double entries. Or you can become a member of the channel for $4.99 and get 25 free entries. If you want to donate, you can donate through Venmo, Zelle, or right here through Super Chat.
Let them know how to do the Zelle.
Zelle is just my email, which is horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com.
Maybe write it in the chat real quick.
Venmo is just my horsepower obsessed, all one word. That's my Venmo email. And it alerts me right here on my phone if something comes through.
Let's see what they say about attending the Bash. I can't
Oh,
see
yeah.
yes
Oh,
or
it
yes
says
or
on.
no.
Oh, yes, it's 60.
Oh, there was a no. Couple no's.
There is a couple no's. Oh, I got to know.
Confess.
Raise your hand. Who said no?
Confess.
That's funny.
Maybe that people that said no just think it's a guys only kind of thing, huh?
No, there's plenty of women that end up going. Yeah, so my email's right there. If you want to send a Zelle, it'll go right in and it alerts me on my phone right here. So,
Professor, that was you that said no, huh? Uh-huh.
yeah. Professor, were you one of the ones that said no
I bet he was.
for Amber going?
I bet he was. You can try and retract it. We'll know if it goes down under 18%.
He says, we know you can see the names. I can't. I wish I could, because on this one especially, I'd be calling some people out.
Maybe I should just go off the line.
He says Aaron says he can probably guess the 2 that said no. Okay, Aaron, guess them. I want to know.
Huh.
All right, Wheeler said I said no just to be an idiot. All right.
All right. So
I can appreciate that.
I appreciate the honesty.
He did it just to be funny. Jackson 370Z says, if we don't get a Z06X, do you think they'll increase the horsepower as an update instead of a variation? That's very possible. Very possible. I've heard absolutely nothing confirming that, so I'm not going to say yes or no. It is a possibility. Now that tuning's available, especially, we know that there's at least some power left on the table. Or we could get the thing that David was talking about. I don't know. Maybe they call it, it's still a Z06, and they just strip some weight out of it, and nothing else changes. So therefore, it's not really a new variant.
Aaron, Bill will not be attending this year. He has some health issues, so.
He is in here, I believe.
Bill
He
Miller
was,
is in
yeah,
here?
yeah. Is the Z06X a new variant or just an add-on to the Z06? And that's where we get technical, and that's where these technicalities come in. It absolutely could be, because I've heard from my internal source that the Z06X is a possibility. That's what I was told. So I feel like that would not have been the case if it was a hard no. So it is possible, but I'm still leaning towards no.
Is Dana's going to the bash, right?
This is his week
No,
off.
Dana.
So we go back and forth. He's on 2 weeks, off 2 weeks.
No, I'm asking if
I know,
Dana's
I'm
going.
answering
okay.
this.
Sorry. I didn't see
What'd you say about Dana now?
Is he going to the bash?
Yeah. He's riding with me.
Oh.
So
guys, maybe I'm not going to be.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a problem for you then.
Uh-oh. I just have to just give me. I'll just take your ZR1. Sold. Or you drive the ZR1, I'll take the Z06. I'll see if I can get there with one of these cars.
She'll show up in a Cadillac Lyric, guys.
Probably run out of miles too.
No way they're gonna go 3 years with a new variant. I see. The thing is they don't have to. 27 is the year for Grand Sport and Grand Sport X. 28 could easily be a sticker package.
Hey.
29,
Remember.
just the final year. Maybe a sticker package for final year, and then 30 is a new car. They don't have to bring a new variant out. They just have to keep it spicy. New colors, new sticker packages.
Seaworth, new member.
Yeah, hand over fist says take the Lyric.
No way. That thing is trash.
All right, Seaworth, I got you in there for 25 free entries. Thank you for the support, as always, guys. You're awesome. Seaworth 06. 25. It doesn't look like we've gotten any. Oh no, we did get something in Venmo. Spoke too soon. What do we got here? Oh, Steve Worth is in there too, so he gets 50, or he gets 10 entries. Oh, and Joe as well. Joe, I got you and Chad both in for 10 entries.
Aaron, I'm definitely not bringing the Lyric. That's definitely a no. Hard
See,
no.
she wants to drive my car, but she won't drive her own.
I'd get there
Gotta
faster
love
if I
that.
put the Z06 in my Lyric.
Yeah, we're not in a rush. We're driving. We're enjoying the drive.
What do you say? Driving spirited. What do you say?
Yeah, spirited driving.
Yeah, spirited. That's it.
And then this is going to be 35 for Joe. All right. So I'm caught up on the Venmo entries.
Ricky, to answer your question, I was looking at those Lyric fees.
Yeah.
It says I need an Escalade. See, we have our garage. I don't think would fit an Escalade V.
Yeah, it would.
You think?
It would be tight, but it would fit.
Maybe
It's too big anyway. It's too big of a car, but the Lyric V is actually pretty cool looking. We saw one day. Remember, it was all blacked out. Don't
even go. That's a sore subject right there.
Yeah, Vlad. She actually drove it and did a review on it.
Sure did.
We have a video of her doing a review.
That was like many cars ago. It wasn't this C06.
Yeah, it was a black one.
Was the
But you
black.
were such a weirdo about driving it that I was like, okay. Seaworth says, I'll be at the Bash doing an NCM delivery on my 25 twin turbo
Nice.
E-Ray. Nice. Thursday. All right. That's pretty cool. So you're going to take, this is a car you've already taken delivery of, I guess, but re-delivery or what, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah. And that's the thing. Darren says he doubts that they'll let 28 slip by without some kind of 75 or 75th anniversary mention. That's going to be a sticker package. 100%. That right there takes care of 2028 without introducing a new variant. So we got 27 for the Grand Sports, 28 for 75th anniversary edition, 29, some other special sticker edition. Done. You don't need another variant. And I bet you GM already knows that. Now, with that said, it would be easy to make a Z06X. You don't need anything you don't already have. So it is possible. I can see why they say it's possible. But I still don't think it's happening. I know Ken, Squirrel Cage Garage, we were talking about it. He agrees. He does not think a Z06X is coming because it doesn't really make sense in the lineup. Yeah, it's more horsepower for the Z06, but what the Z06 is built for, that doesn't make sense to put into a car that's built like the Z06 is. It's a pure track car.
Oh,
So
Jackson's-
weight is, they're trying to keep it down as low as possible. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, Jackson asked, whatever happened to the possibility of a Corvette SUV? I would definitely have that.
That's still out there. I still hear rumors and whisperings of it every now and then. I think eventually that is going to happen.
What do you think the horsepower on that would be?
Probably 450, 500
Why am
right
I
off the,
gonna-
I mean, they may even put the new LS6 in it with 535 in it.
Why would I downgrade?
Well, you wouldn't if it's 535.
Right.
Plus, it's going to be a lot lighter than an electric car.
I know. I wish the Lyric was a little bit shorter. Just
Well,
a little bit.
that's
like
the
1 foot
that's the
shorter.
Opeak or whatever.
Yeah, I know,
Optique
but
or
then I
whatever it
lose
is.
the horsepower. I don't want to do that. I'm like a hot rod soccer mom there.
Yeah, Ricky, you really want that. I know you do. He says GM's going to be like, for 75th anniversary, we're doing the first ever all-wheel drive Z06. I know you really want that, but I'm going to counter how bad you really want that with how bad I don't want that. And it's just because it ruins the Z06 idea, in my opinion, if they do it. But I could see them doing it. So don't just because I don't want it to happen does not mean it's not going to happen. But we heard from GM directly, this is the last variant. So if you consider the X a new variant, which technically it is, but also technically it's not. So I don't know how GM looks at this stuff.
Chili Peppers, Urus is still a first run for me. I just can't afford it.
Yeah, they need to come out with an SUV competition for Urus and RSQ8. That would be an interesting battle. See, if they do a Z06R, I don't think they would call it an R because that's technically a new variant. I could see them doing a special lightweight version where when you go to order it, you check a certain box and it removes sound deadening, blah, 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 AC maybe if you want. It removes the passenger side seat, stuff like that to really get the weight down on the car. And they still call it a Z06, but it's like a special track version or something. I could see them doing that. It is a lot of play with words. And we've already seen this once kind of from Taj, where he said the ZR1 was going to be the most expensive C8 in the lineup. But, hear me out, whenever Taj was in there, it may have been an add-on package for the ZR1X at that point. When he left, they may have changed it. So him saying that may have made sense at one point, but they changed it after he left. So there's so many things that could possibly happen with this that there's no way for me to say for sure that there's no more variants coming, even though GM is saying there's no more coming. I just kind of am siding. I'm like 90% certain we're not going to see any more variants. But nothing's ever 100% with them because it's been talked about before and things that they've mentioned didn't come. I hate to use the word lie. I really do, but it's almost like they lie about it.
Just to keep you on your toes.
They really do keep us on our toes, yeah. No Corvette Zora, most likely not.
What's that, Willer? That's Clubhouse before I head to Vegas? Maybe he's talking with
Oh,
us in
yeah.
chat.
Yeah, the Mustang GTD, the new time might be skewed a little bit with a couple different things that I read. I don't even know if it's true. I haven't looked into it at all. So the couple things I read were that they were using some sort of special compound tires. And if it's not an actual tire that you can buy with the car, that it's not to be trusted, basically. They're using super high-end drivers and they're changing things on the car. So I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all to tell you whether or not that's true or not, but based on what I've read, it sounds like it might be a little bit embellished.
Bill did just talk in the chat. He said, I will miss you all, not able to go to the bash this year.
Yeah. So Bill, I'll let Bill discuss that if he wants, but Bill won't be at the bash this year, unfortunately, guys. Yeah, that could be cool. General Lee, thanks for tuning in as always. He says, definitely a carbon 75. How cool would that be? Bring back ceramic matrix gray, call it the carbon 75 for the Z06 and now the Grand Sport, just like they did for the C7. That would be really cool, actually. And there's another sticker package. I'm telling you guys, they don't need to bring out any more variants when they can just throw special names and sticker packages at these cars. Oh, Ricky says it was timed by some random dude that couldn't even see the starting line clearly with an iPhone. If that's true, then this isn't even a new time. I didn't even know that. If that's true, that's kind of pathetic, actually. I don't know how it's making internet news if that's the case. All right, guys, we got almost 200 people in here watching, only 140 thumbs ups. Let's smash the thumbs up. Let's get those as high as we possibly can. I'm about to do the wheel on these throttle bodies. So I'm going to give you guys, what are we at? I'm going to give you 4 more minutes before I'm closing this thing out and not taking any more entries. Because right now we are all caught up on entries. Everybody is tagged in. If you want to get in, become a member of the channel, you can get 25 free entries, or every $10 you donate is an entry, or every $50 or more is double entries. You got 4 minutes to get in, guys. As of right now, we have 106 entries on this wheel. This is by far the most entries we've ever had, with 5 big hitters. And on this wheel, they don't even look that big. So...
And we had, what, 3 new members this week join? Was it 3? I think it was 3.
Yeah. Engineered Insanity, I do have you on there. You got 25 free entries.
You can end that poll.
Okay. Did we get anybody else that said no? Let's say, was it 18? No. We got one more that said yes. All right. Let's see. Was that a question for somebody? What did he say? Yanko Corvette, that'd be interesting. 5 clicks to start the wheel.
I'm actually quite afraid to do that.
No, I'm going to do it. The way that it's set up now, I'm just going to leave it that way. It's the shuffles don't really do anything anyway, but if I win them, I'm going to keep them and put them on my Z06X. That's you got to will it to happen. That's what's got to happen.
Also, don't forget today's the last night to put in your shirts if you're coming to the bash.
Yep.
They will not be mailed. Joe will have them at the HPO booth, right?
Yep.
Is that what you guys are going to do?
So again, this is what they look like. Let me zoom in on this shirt, actually. Here it is. That's what the shirt will look like.
Is that you wearing it in that picture?
Yeah, it was me when I was 20.
Yeah.
So go check it out, horsepowerobsessed.com, and then click on HPO merchandise. If you guys want to get in on that, you can. We're going to wear these on Friday at the Bash to do an official HPO takeover. And then we're all going to have lunch at the Stingray Grill as well. So if everybody in there has that shirt on, that would be freaking awesome. Justin, what do you think of the C5? Planning on buying one in a couple years. I really like the design. The C5 Corvette, I had one for a while. I actually gave one away on the channel when I hit 50,000 subscribers. And the only reason I didn't keep it, because I really liked it, the only reason I didn't keep it was because it wasn't a manual. If it had been a manual transmission car, I would have kept it. It was a beautiful, it was the bowling green metallic with the tan interior. I put silver wheels on it. It was beautiful. If it was a manual, I'd still have it. And I've contemplated buying a C5 Z06. Maybe I will. Amber's on top of marketing, yeah. I told her, I said, when you sit here, just remind me of all the stuff I'm forgetting all the time. Because when these live videos are kind of hectic, and I forget things all the time. That's one of the biggest reasons I have Joe on to do the HPO Vet Exchange stuff, because I forget to do it. AARPM says he loved his C5 manual. He'll buy another one someday. They're fun cars. They're lightweight. They look good, and you can make them look even better than they come factory nowadays because there's so much aftermarket too.
Aaron, are you going to the Bash?
Yeah, he's going.
He's going to the Bash.
Yep.
Does he have a Corvette right now? Do you know?
Yes, I think he has a C7. Aaron, right? Didn't you get another C7? Pretty sure he did. I don't know what this conversation is now, but yeah, and very easy to work on. Yeah, that was. Oh yeah, foam fingers. See, Joe. See, you're not even the Joe I was talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. So another idea from Professor Corvette. Professor's getting all the attention tonight. Was foam fingers to wear at the talks that happened down at the bash. And I'm going to pull those up if I can find them here. Here it is. Can I make that smaller? There we go. So here's what it would look like. I think this is kind of funny, guys, but I'm going to create another poll after I show you this. Would you guys be interested in these foam fingers? Has my logo on it, says stay obsessed on the finger. These would be $9.99.
Quail edition. Foam finger quail edition.
I'm going to create a poll here. Let me know. Would you want one of these? Foam finger, yes or no? Again, $9.99. They'd be relatively cheap, and it would be kind of cool to see a bunch of these in the crowd whenever they're doing talks.
I saw Wheeler. He just hit no.
I guarantee the first one to hit yes was Professor Corvette. I bet you $100 it was. Has to be the stone cold finger though, yeah. No, there's no way we could do the middle finger. No, they wouldn't let you in. If you go in there wearing the HPO Bash Takeover shirt and you have one of these foam fingers.
But don't forget, get your umbrella.
And an umbrella, yeah. Like you're gonna be HPO'd out.
We're gonna have shoes for next year, guys. HPO shoes.
KP says that he'd buy 5 foam fingers.
He must be magical.
HPO car covers. Hey, at this point, we'll just brand everything we can HPO.
It's gonna be an HPO watch too.
Yeah, MGM. I will be able to ship it will be after the bash, but I'll be able to ship it to you if you can't make it to the bash. Any of you guys who have bought a shirt that if you end up not making it to the bash, just email me and let me know, and I'll get your shirt your shirt mailed after the bash. I'll just take home whatever shirts aren't given out, and I'll mail them out to you guys.
HPO cheesehead.
That's a good idea, actually. HPO overload. I read that in my mind as like an old arcade machine, like yelling it. Yes, give me the finger for $9.99. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, it looks like there's enough people in here. I'm gonna throw these up on the website too. So this and the umbrellas will be up tonight. So please, if you're saying yes, please actually buy them, because I'm selling these. It's basically gonna be it's not gonna be a loss. I'm gonna break even. I'm not gonna make any money on these fingers, but if I put them up on the website, I'm gonna have to buy all of them first. So
yes,
make sure you actually grab one.
Oh, Jackson says New Balance shoes. That's definitely for sure.
Chad. I guess that's C-word. Yeah. Oh, okay. He's in for another 20 entries. All right, guys, we are done. I'm closing off the. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Nope. I'm closing off the entries for the throttle bodies tonight. I'm going to put up the foam fingers and the umbrellas, so be sure to check those out.
Can we get in?
Seaworth is in for another 20 entries, so he's got 30 altogether. All right. So, guys, check out the website tonight, Horsepower Obsessed. Like I said, if you said yes to it, please actually go and order it, because I'm not going to make any money on those. That's going to just be right out of my pocket. So I just think it would be cool to see a bunch of people running around with HPO fingers. The umbrellas will be $19.99, and the foam fingers will be $9.99. Let me see. Why would you vote no, huh? Can we trade it? You mean like pay at the bash for the foam finger? Because I'll probably have them with me, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to verify that with Joe. I'm pretty sure he'll be bringing them to the bash. So if that's the case, yeah, there won't be any shipping either. Yep, Professor Corvette says he's heard that they've already changed the name from the annual NCM already changed the name to annual NCM HPO Bash. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could see that being the case. Yeah, so for the umbrellas and the foam finger, I'll talk to Joe, but I will likely be able to take shipping off of those because he's going to bring them. He probably will bring them. I'll talk to him and verify because if he can't, we'll have to ship them. But we'll see. Have a face paint booth at my setup. I could probably do that. All right, yeah, Joe said he'll bring them to the bash. So he's bringing the shirts, the umbrellas, and the foam fingers. I don't even want to know how he's doing that in a C8, but he's going to do it. So there won't be any shipping on the umbrellas or the foam fingers. You're looking at $19.99 and $9.99 for the foam finger. Please buy these things out, guys. That would be really great if we could get all kinds of those things moving. So let me see where we're at here. 170 people watching, 140 some thumbs ups. Let's smash the thumbs up, guys. We're about to do this drawing, and it's going to be fun.
I can't wait till they see the wheel.
Jay Brazelton says, "Is Joe driving his CR1 to the bash?" No, Joe will not be there. Unfortunately, he can't. He had something else, so he will not be at the bash. Ooh, that's a good idea, Professor. I might actually see if I could weasel my way into doing something like that. They should add an HPO burger to the Stingray Grill menu. That would be fantastic. Mark Cutsy says, "T-shirt. I survived the NCM Bash and got a foam finger from HBO."
Got the finger.
Got the finger from HBO. Heck yeah. That's what you're gonna say. Just tell everybody, be like, yeah, that HBO guy over there gave me the finger. That's great. That's awesome. All right, let me take a look at this wheel. We are ready to go, I think, guys. So let me see if this is working.
Let's share this wheel. Let's show them what this wheel looks like. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to. I just gotta save it first. Update. Nope. Save. Save as private. Yep. Save. All right. Wheel saved. Now we should be able to go in here. Go to here. There. And we can go to the wheel of names.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
So here's the wheel, guys. This is a slightly new version of this. It just allows me to display it in my software rather than right on the website. It's the same thing otherwise. So
I'm so curious to see.
look at the names on this, guys. Look at how many there are.
That's wild.
Dress up as the backwards man. I love that. I love that.
That's right. Willer says HBO burger better have a Mountain Dew in the combo.
Yeah, Mountain Dew, and it will have jalapenos on it, and it'll have Mountain Dew, and it will be at least 12 to 1,500 calories.
No, it's going to be the horsepower of your.
Oh yeah, the horsepower burger will be 1064. The horsepower X burger will be 1250. That'll contain like extra cheese or something, or Mountain Dew. There you go. Awesome wheel tonight. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of names. We're going to go ahead and run it. Guys, as always, before we do, though, big thank you to Solar Performance for hooking us up. Again, if you win and you don't have a Z06, that's okay. Just tell me what throttle body you want instead, and we'll get it to you either way. Really appreciate the support. The HPO family is absolutely growing, and it doesn't get much better than this, guys. So between the Bash t-shirts, the Bash umbrella, and the Bash finger now, you guys, we can have a lot of fun with the naming of this. Really appreciate the support as always, guys. You guys are awesome.
All we need is HPO shorts, basketball shorts. Next year,
yeah,
it'll be an HPO outfit.
Shirt, shorts, umbrella, hat, glasses.
Oh God, carried away.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do all that.
All right, let's get this wheel rolling. I'm curious to see who wins.
All right, here we go, guys. You ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. It's been a long time in the making. This is a month-long worth of giveaway for this.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, and tough inhale. And here it goes. Oh, who's it gonna be? Oh.
Oh, they're so little.
Oh no.
moving.
Seawolf06, I don't even think he's in here. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at how little that sliver is, and he won. Oh, Seawolf, Dan, are you in here? I don't know if he is. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't think he's in. Kevin's not in here tonight either.
Kevin Horan. I think I
No.
did see him actually.
Did you? I didn't see him at all.
All right. So Dan, Seawolf06, you guys, if you've met him, Dan and Maria, they're awesome people.
He has the same color car.
Same color. That's where his name came from. I don't know if he's in here, but I obviously have his information. So that was actually a member entry, and yeah, that's his dog's right, or his dog.
Coco.
He-
Oh yeah, there's Kevin.
There's Kevin. Yeah. So that was a member entry, guys. He won off of his 25 free entries for being a member. So this is something I'm going to do a lot in the future here, guys. If you're a member and we're doing a big giveaway like this, I'm going to randomly throw a bunch of entries out there for members. So if you're not a member of the channel, you should consider becoming one because it's going to have benefits outside of just seeing some behind the scenes videos that I've put up.
Gordon Cruz. Okay, hey. Backup spin?
Nah.
Is it no backup spins?
No, I don't want to do any backup spins. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, huge thank you to everybody who contributed. You guys are awesome. Really
Congrats,
appreciate the
Dan.
support. Again, check out the website for the umbrellas and the fingers tonight. I'll have those up here in about an hour or so. He told me he doesn't want them. Oh, you guys are funny. All right. But anyway, guys, lastly, thumbs up if you can. And yeah, happy Easter. That's coming up
Happy
sooner than you
Easter,
think.
everybody.
So
Yep, this weekend.
we will see you guys same time, same place next Monday night.
Stay obsessed.
See ya.
Good night.